Well, here we are, post Kemmerer stage. Jerry, you have seen the split times. I have not even seen him yet tonight. So it's all yours to take.
Okay. The splits are, the splits are the splits. There's not really any great big things that really stand out today or anything. Before, so our new winner for the day. I think he made up the most of his time on the mile 16 to 22. That's apparently downhill. So must have rocked it downhill faster than Annie did. It looks, but according to the splits, that's how he made up that little bit of time, which is only seconds, really, 35 seconds or something like that. And there again, J.R. Anderson has the most consistent splits by far. Thad McCracken second did pretty good, but JR was only off 0.3 of a difference in the 4 different split times today. So that's pretty spectacular there. Little stats from last year in Kemmerer. First was Annie, second was Lena, and third was Alex. Then we go 2 years ago to 2019 when Eric was here. Eric took first, and then Annie, and then Lena. So Eric did really good on this leg 2 years ago also.
Well, I think condition-wise, there couldn't be any difference from last year to this year. Weren't we in a snowstorm there last year in some really deep snow? And then Annie saying earlier on, this was the fastest trail she has seen.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, we even heard that, like from JR and Bruce and some other people that have been around quite a while. They came and said, you wouldn't believe this trail in Kemmerer. It used to be a nightmare. But anyway, hats off to the weather man, but our state trails personnel, the Wyoming State Trail System, they do a heck of a job. We'll maybe have to get up a picture of their snow cats and I have some stats I could print on how many thousands of miles of groomed trails and ungroomed trails and stuff they do. Mainly it's paid for by the little 35 sticker that we have to buy to put on our snow machine, but it's really amazing individuals that works on that. It's headquartered in Atlanta where I'm at, but they go all over the state with different regions. And I do happen to sit on the board of the state trails, so I know quite a bit that's going on. It's really fantastic what they do, not just for the snow machines, but for this race, bicyclists and skiers and everybody. But I'm more than happy that all these trails we go on are 95% or better that are already groomed by the state, and they don't hesitate one bit to change the schedule to go out the night before the race. So they're a big supporter of the whole format. Have to get the right papers here.
Yeah, looking at the overall standings here today, I think it's pretty impressive to see Bruce moving up from 18th place on the first day to 15th overall after Pinedale to now 13th overall today. Every day he's picking up a couple of spots. I also find it pretty neat when you talk to so many mushers why they're at the stage stop race to get the answer, oh, I talked to Bruce, and oh, Bruce called me in the summer. He definitely seems to be one getting people on board with this race.
Yes, he does. I'm trying to find my right times here.
And so another one who really moved up over the last couple of days is Elliot. I mean, he was 13th in Alpine, then 11th overall after the Pinedale stage, and now he's 9th overall after today. So he's picking up places pretty much every day as we go.
Right. And it might look from the standings that Diane fell a little bit, because she finished 5th over the day, but she was really consistent, and everybody else went a little bit faster, and she stayed about the same speed. So that's kind of something to think there, and she only had 8 dogs today also. So, and in our earlier interview, you'll remember that she said that she specifically rested these extra dogs for tomorrow, for Big Piney, which has some more hills in it. It's supposed to be a beautiful, good trail again. Maria, she's hanging tough in there. He made a surprising leap today that he must have had a good run. His happy transferred over to his dogs, you might say. He's always wanted to be singing to his dogs and talking to his dogs. Austin Forney, he stepped right up there, is keeping good. Thad McCracken, for his first stage stop, he's being very consistent, and I think he's really being very careful. He's just trying to stay in the race, but he's in the money almost every day so far, and I know he's got more in the tank for that. And Guy, he did good today. I talked to him this morning. He's very happy to be here and just learning more every day, and he's full of the old man jokes. It's quite a pleasure to get to know him. Ryan Bieber, he stepped up a lot. He was way down there yesterday and brought almost a completely different game to the table today. He was good. Jake, I had a good talk with Jake today. He feels very confident about where he's at. He's very glad he's here. He's learning and everything. So I'm just kind of getting to know these new people, and finding out why they're here. What do they have? What do they have? What do they think's going on? And all of them are just a great bunch of, I wouldn't hesitate to ask all of them to come back again. Tim Thiessen did all right today. Ed Stilstra holding his own. Talked to him. He's just happy to be here. Raphael Nelson, he's kind of fluctuating a little bit. Gwen Bogart, she's very, very, very glad. She's doing all right. But yeah, Bruce stepped up today and had a pretty good run finally. He kind of needed that. Kind of swapped some leaders around and stuff and made some changes there, and kind of had some trouble with some young dogs earlier on yesterday and day before that. Hopefully they got that straightened out. They had the dogs that they put in there with a big male Andy today and kind of fixed that a little bit. So hopefully they got that under control. I mean, you might think by the placings that Alex slipped a little bit, but not really. She's a pretty savvy little racer. She's done this race several times, so she's gonna hang right on there. I know she's got a little more in the tank too. So, but I mean, hats off to JR. He's running a heck of a race, and he's still pretty conservative, knowing JR like I do. Lena slipped a little bit today, but she's right in there too. So don't ever count the streakers out. They can come out and explode on you one day, and you think, where did that come? What kind of sugar's in the truck? Anyway, another exciting day of racing. A few position changes. Probably a lot going on tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the first time we're actually flats and add a little bit of hills, not a lot, but there'll be a little bit of climbing. So quite a bit more than we have seen the last. Go ahead, Sebastian.
Oh, I didn't say anything. It probably was just your connection.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't say anything. Obviously I haven't seen the teams on the trail. I mean, I remember being waiting on the trail last year. Well, leaving the chute, just quite a steady, gradual climb till they then get in the open country. It was really beautiful out there yesterday. Again, looking at these stats, the way I can do from the distance, I mean, Alex, she pretty much has been sixth place all the way along. So she's probably hungry to get up higher with having finished third the last couple of years. So, time will tell if she's going to try to push a little harder.
Right. Yeah. I think she will. She's keeping an eye on JR, and they're all going to have to come out of the gate a little bit. JR and maybe Lena are their next best experiences one as far as the next 4 stages coming up. Of course, I guess Annie's seen them too. She's both sides of the lander, so she's them too.
Yeah, I would say probably quite a few of them are pretty surprised of Diane to be that high up in the mix. And, basically they're all a couple of places below now with Diane sitting fairly solid in the top 3, although she's really only 2 minutes ahead of Eric now. So Eric is really knocking on the door for third place. Oh, I don't know if we might have lost you for good now. Well, we might have lost Jerry for good. So let's conclude the evening. Everybody have fun tomorrow, and I'm going to be watching. Have a good night.